Okay, it's roof building day. Well, for me it's the same day that I was putting up these gable ladders and finishing the panels. You can see all the subfascia and the gable ladders are all nice. So before I go to work tomorrow, so today I'll be at work, and if it rains I'll kind of get screwed. So today I'm going to put the roof boards on. I'm not going to have time to shingle it. Hopefully I got enough time just to put the roof boards on, but I'll go through the night if I don't get it done, because it's got to be done. Okay, my first thing I'm going to do, I got my plans. I got to put an 8x4 full sheet OSB 16th, I forget the measurements, ½ inch, it's around there, and it's I put 2 jigs to hold the wood there to make it easier to work with. So I think that's a helpful tip. Okay, sorry for not filming that, but trying to get that up was kind of hard, and I didn't think about filming it. I just slid it up the ladder, and I got my wife to help me hold it while I threw it up. So it's 8x4 sheet. So now I'm going to align it and nail it in. Okay, I just aligned the plywood. I guess it's easier to turn this ladder into a straight ladder. Same here. Do this anyway. So I'm just going to nail the one corner in. Just so I could still play with it on the other 3 corners. My plans called for, I think it was 1 3/4 inch screws. Well, I don't have any, and I got 1,000 3-inch screws, $20, so I'm just going to use those. Okay, I got that first board screwed in there. Just got to screw the bottom part. I'm just going to do that off the side of the ladder. But that ladder is very handy. The best part, it folds up nice and small, so you can put it in your pickup truck no problem, even a car. But downside, it's heavy. I might have used it. It also works as a scaffold too, but I don't have an appropriate piece of wood to put in there. Okay, so now to cut and shape the rest of the side. Okay, now that I got the first board all screwed on, now I got the rest of the side of the roof, and those are all the boards I got to cut. I got a 2x4 feet. I got a 8-inch by 72-inch times 2 for the gable ends, and I got one long 8-foot by 2-foot, and I got a 2x2 foot. So for the plans, they got it. You cut it for the right amount of boards, and they called for 4 boards. So they don't tell you how to cut it or whatever, but I'm gonna figure that out. So I figure I need one board that's full length, 8 foot, but 2 feet wide. So I figure I'll start with there, and then the other pieces, what's left of that, I can make whatever's left and try to manage how I cut the boards, basically. Well, it's getting late. I'm still gonna keep going, but it's kind of hard to film because it's dark. I got this one side down. Just the gable ends are not covered, which I don't care about for now. Just want to get the main roof done. So I'm going to continue with the other side and make the cuts. I think I got 4 or 5 more cuts, and it's like 9 o'clock, so I won't be sawing too much later. The original plans I had a different slope roof. It was higher, steeper, I mean. So when I had to, those plans went down and I had to find another set of plans, I ended up just doing my own slope, which is a 18.5 degree slope. And so the plans I got now, the plywood doesn't match for that kind of slope. So I just had to fit it myself. I got the one board in there, and I put another 8-foot board in there, and then I put this board. So 3 boards. Now I'm just going to repeat that for the other side, and then that's it for the night. Well, I don't know if you can see that or not, but I finished the roof. I didn't film because it was dark, and I just wanted to get it done quick as possible. It's like 10 o'clock right now. So the only thing is the gable ends are not done. But I'm happy because if it rains, that OSB should be no problem, but if it's really bad, I'll just like sweep it up or whatever, but they're not calling for rain, so and there's a little bit of a gap in the center. I don't know if you can see that. Let's get the light. There we go. So if it does rain, it would just drip in through the center here a little bit. But I might put a tarp in the center. We'll see. I'm gonna put everything away now, but that's it for the night. That's it for the roofing. Next day's off, shingles. Get the shingles on there, and then I could take my time. Hello everybody. Okay, I had a day off today, but I had to do a lot of stuff. Cut the grass and everything, get errands, cook the dog some food. I went and picked up for the fascia. I got 1x6 spruce, so it was only $5 a board. It's pretty cheap. The cedar would have been like almost 15 a board. Too much money. So even though this wood's not made for being outside, I'm gonna prime it up with outdoor primer before I put it up, because I won't be able to get underneath it and the cracks and everything once it's up. So I want to make sure it's all protected first, and I'm just going to do that before the sun goes down. And that's about it for today. I just had a bonus day off in the middle of the week, so I just got to work 2 more days and then I'm off too, and that's when I'll hopefully finish the roof and the fascia. There we go, finished roof boards finally. Now it's fascia time, and tomorrow I should do the shingles. Okay, I'm going to start my fascia boards, and these are 12 feet long, and I think I got like 11 and a little bit of change to go from end to end there. So I got a little bit of room, so I'm going to start off. I want my fascia boards to connect on a 45-degree angle, so it looks nicer. And so I'm just going to start off and cut the end off of one, so as close as I can to the end, because I don't want to fall short. So I got my miter saw there, got it set on a 45-degree angle, and I'm just going to start cutting that. Okay, I placed my jig there to hold it. So I got my 45-degree angle. I'm going to put it facing like that. And I'm bringing the clamp with me. And I want it to stick out just enough for the corner. Just like that. Okay, now now I took the jig out and lined it up and clamped it down there. So now what I want to do is mark the line there where I gotta make my other 45-degree angle cut, and take it down, cut it, and then put it back up and screw it in. Or in this case, I'm nailing them in with siding nails. I gotta keep in mind that that line where I draw is the inside, so it's got to still extend. The 45's got to come out from there. So you line that up with the straight line on your miter saw, and then when it comes in to cut, it's going to start there and cut to the inside. And keep in mind, like how the shape of the 45-degree angle has to go opposite how you're cutting there, so I had to flip the board over. I'm using a 2 1/4 inch galvanized siding nail. This wood, it was hard to find a perfectly straight 12-foot board, and it's warped, and it's hard to deal with warped wood. Okay, I went and got the roofing supplies today. I calculated 132 square feet, and plus you got to have the center and the extra strips on the bottom. So I got 180 square feet just to be safe. And that one piece of fascia was so warped in the center, it came down. It looked ugly, so I tried to take it off, and I kind of wrecked the board. So I got another two 1x6 by 8, so I'll just use those for the front gable fascias. So I'm just painting that there while I get everything ready. Then I'll miter the gable fascias, and then I can start the... Okay, so now I gotta start with the gable end fascias. So I gotta make a cut there and make a cut there. So the fascia at the top, it's just gonna go straight together. So I'm not gonna cut it at another angle. So I have to cut that end at 18.5 degrees. This one has to be cut at 18.5 degrees, also angled at a 45-degree angle, so it fits in good, nice tight fit there. And as you can see, my miter saw, thank God my miter saw does both of these things. It's coming down really sharp, eh? I'll just cut that now, and then once I cut that, I'm just going to test it up there and mark where I gotta cut the other end. Okay, now that I got it all set up and arranged, it would have been easier if I used an 8-foot piece, but I'm getting 2 of them out of this 12-footer. So I'm going to draw a line at the peak. I'm going to use the feet square and the 4 mark to get my 18-degree angle. I'm gonna cut it. Piece I just cut, it gives me one end, so I just have to cut the other end. So I'm just going to line it up and mark it. Look at that, just enough. A couple inches more. Oh, my fascia boards are all done. Now my plans are set back again, because I wasn't sure if I needed a drip edge or not, and one guy said if your fascia boards are tight against the ends there, that you probably don't need a drip edge, but it's kind of good to have it. But then I got some other advice saying because my foundation is above ground, that water might coming off the roof might displace the soil enough to slope the shed over time, and so I should use a eaves trough. I wasn't going to spend the money on an eaves trough, but if it's going to increase the longevity of the shed, it's might as well. And if I'm going to use an eaves trough, I should use a drip edge. So I guess I got no choice but to wait another week. So I'm going to have to put this tarp on top of the shed and get to it next week. So that's all it for that's it for today. See you next time. Okay, today's the day I want to try and get the roof on, the shingles. But first I got it. Last week I couldn't do it because I didn't have metal flashing, and I didn't decide if I was going to do it or not. But after getting all advice, I should do it. And considering that my shed is on stones above the ground, you know, I should get eavesdropping My sister's boyfriend's a construction guy. He told me that I should get eavesdropping to get the water away from the shed so the water doesn't erode the soil around the stones. And with that, so you should use splashing. So before I do that, you can see my fascia boards. They're okay in some spots, but some spots there's gaps, so I'm gonna caulk those gaps first. The first thing I'm gonna do. And it's kind of windy today too. That's gonna be hard to put the tar paper down in the wind. I just hope it dies down by the time I get to that stage. So I'm gonna start at it now. I only got one day to work this week. It's today. So hopefully I can get it done and I don't have to use that tarp anymore. We'll see. Okay, I started off. I don't have tin snips, so I just took my Sawzall and just cut a bit. So for the corner, they can just fold that in there like that. Okay, so now I'm going to pre-drill holes throughout here, 12 inches apart, down the strip so I can nail this to the roof. Courtesy of my father-in-law, I got a tool belt now, which I'm going to need for roofing. Now I just gotta cut a small piece, make the corner, and then overlap this a couple feet, and do the same on the other side. Then I can put the tar paper on. Okay, I'm done the drip edge on both sides. The gable ends you do after you do the tar paper. And now I gotta do tar paper and high winds. I got a little weather station there. It's saying I got 33 km/h gusts. So I gotta do it. I gotta try anyway, so hopefully the wind dies down. Let's go. Look at the wind, man. The gusts are getting stronger now. I'm gonna wait for it to settle down a minute and try. I'm gonna be on the roof and the camera's kind of far away, so you probably won't be able to hear me. So basically I'm gonna put a roll of tar paper at the edge of the drip edge, and if it overhangs it's okay, you can cut it off later. And I'm gonna nail it down as I go across, and on the edges 12 inches apart nail, and in the centers every 24 inches. And you don't have to nail the top because you're going to go over it with the second layer about 4 inches. So I'm going to probably do like a speed frame while I do that, because you won't be able to hear me talk.
can't see the record button blinking. Oh yeah, there it is. I got it. So that's all on film. Okay, it's clear. Oh, best day to put up tar paper, right?
Want to get that nail or no? Yeah, get it.
You just watch yourself. Don't slip.
Well, I don't know if I caught that or not, but you seen that wind gust just ripped my tar paper off, and I got rips in it. Kind of a crappy job too. There's a bow in it and that, but my first time doing that. No, I did it before. I did a garage, but that was years ago. I had to bow it because it wasn't going straight across, and I had to turn it. But what I'm gonna do, I was thinking just do 2 layers, but no, I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna like cut big patches where it ripped out of the nail, put it on like that. Of all the days to have a wind gust, man. One day I could have done any other job with the wind except this. But I want to get it done because I don't want to keep the roof bare. Okay, now I can just do the other side. Okay, here's my horrible roof job. It ripped in 3 spots, and I just patched it up. It's windy as hell, and it was really tough just trying to lay this down. So there's little bumps and stuff. I don't think that matters really, because the shingle's going to go over it. I just hope this wind calms down a bit. Okay, and it doesn't rip off again. Supposedly, storm system from the hurricane in Houston. It was was moving up towards here, so maybe it's supposed to reach here Sunday. It's Monday now, so maybe this is residue from that, I'm not sure. Okay, so now what I got to do is I got to put the drip edge along the gable ends now, and then it's shingle time. I'm gonna have a little break, and hopefully my tar paper doesn't blow off. Well, all done both sides of the gable flashing, but maybe I shouldn't have hammered the ends down. Now it gets dents in there. Stupid. I was just trying to get it flush. So I heard you're not supposed to nail the bottom up. It kind of looks silly. Well, I'm gonna paint it anyways. I don't know. You see the I don't know, I just want to get the roof up, you know, on a time, lose my patience a bit, and that's what happens. So now, still got time, lots of sun, so I should be able to get the shingles done. Okay, it's shingle time. Now, the first thing that I do is make starter strips. That's, I think, because you don't want the nails showing and more protection on the bottom for water. So I just get one of these roofing shingle knife blades. I don't know what they're called. But they go through the shingles nice and easy. And so what you want to do is, for the edges, the bottom edges of your shed, you want to cut the bottom of the flap at the strip line. And just try to get a nice straight line at the top of the strip line. Not like that. And these you save, you're going to use them for the top of your roof. So just cut a bunch of these. One of the starter strips, you want to cut 6 inches off. That way, for when the shingles that are on top, they're going to be offset with the edges of this instead of just on them. So I'll do that one for each side. Okay, put on the starter strips. I started with the short piece there and then another 3 down. And I just put nails like right behind the tar strip there at the top, about every 12 inches, 3 per sheet. Now I'm just gonna finish this side. Okay, now the next thing I did is every foot I marked a line with my plumb line marker so I could line up the shingles in a straight line. Now that I look at I knew those lines on the tar paper meant for like lining it up, and I just didn't really pay attention to that when I was putting the tar paper on. So I guess if you're a professional roofer, you would just go by the tar paper lines. But this show is just basically entertainment. See how an amateur builds a shed. I'm not saying I do everything right. I'm just my first time, and I'm just trying to get by it. Okay, I just did the first row, and what you do is just put it let it hang 3/8 of an inch over the overhang, over the drip edge, and just 4 nails, one on each end and one out above each slit, and just follow it all along. Get to the end, just let the last piece overhang, and then you'll cut that off later. And now I place the other sheet on, and you want to line it so that slit is halfway, or about 6 inches in between each of those other slits, and let the rest overhang there, and you cut that off. Just continue down. Well, a lot of you probably caught my mistake right away. So my mistake was I nailed the tops of the shingles. I should have nailed the back ends. The tops should flap open, and I wasn't thinking. I just did that way. So, and plus the nails will rust and shit. So I just, well, nothing I could do. So I noticed that just as I was halfway down the second row, and from there I'm just continuing as normal. And the nails that were supposed to go in, I just hammered them in anyway, so the first row of shingles is nailed on good, and half the second. And they don't look good like that. That's why you're supposed to nail them behind the shingles. Okay, now to do the roof peaks there, all you do is get the shingles ready for that. Take one shingle and you cut it at the slits. And this will go on the roof cap, like that. Pretty easy. Okay, here's my roof. Not bad. It did rain, but it was capped anyways. I just got those nails that I screwed up there that are showing there. I'm going to put some black caulk over that so it doesn't leak. Now here's the shingle. I'll just put one in. I just put 2 nails there, and then the next one, go over it like that, and 2 nails there, and repeat all the way down. Okay, I just finished the peak of my roof, and when you get to the end, you got to kind of like come back and cover the black part of the shingle with some colored parts, and then you're stuck with 2 nails. So for that, I'm just going to put some black caulk over that to protect it from leaks, and I got to cover up my holes there. So just going to put some caulk on there. Wet my finger and kind of like smear it over. That should be good. Okay, I'm just going to finish trimming the edge here, and the roof is done. So stay tuned for the next video when I'm going to build the door.